What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Toshi today. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. It's been a second since we've talked about Toshi, but you haven't really done anything too exciting. I think right now you're setting yourself up for a inverse head and shoulders pattern. I think that's what you're setting yourself up for here. I don't believe that this is the top of the right shoulder. I do believe that here this could be the bottom of the right shoulder, right? If this were to be your left shoulder, here's your head. We could be forming the bottom of the right shoulder now, and then maybe the top of the right shoulder later. We could have an area here that is, appropriate with that. Um, Looking at this here, if we do break through this level, if we don't hold this level as support, then from a low to a high, I would expect that we go down to about 0.00318 to 303, somewhere in that area. But I wouldn't expect that we go below 0.003. If we go below 0.003, the probability of taking out this low goes up a little bit, and we can talk about it if that happens. But I'm not expecting that to happen. I mean, these might be your target areas if that does happen. But again, I don't think that we get below that level. Looking at this in the short term, looking at the 1 hour RSI or the 1 hour time frame and then zooming out, I want to see if we can figure out what we're going to do from here. Are we going to find support? Are we going to move up from here? Is this idea of an inverse head and shoulders, is this something that we could count on more or less? Or should we count on lower prices coming our way? Let's look at the 1 hour time frame and then we'll zoom out from there. Let's see. 24 minutes left in this 1 hour time frame, this 1 hour candlestick. A little bit of a double top there. I don't like the way that that looks, to be fair. The RSI is bearish. The stochastics are bearish. The MACD is bearish. You have bullish divergence on every single indicator, though. And you're moving down and volume's just not coming with you. So I do think that you're at a low point. I do think that you probably go a little bit lower, but I do think that you're at a low point. You'll get this bullish divergence, and hopefully that'll send you higher. Hopefully that'll give you something to build from. But I'm not seeing enough to convince me that we're at any kind of significant turnaround point here, just maybe a little bit of volatility. Looking at the 4 hour time frame, consolidating here. Let's see, let's look at this from a low to a high. Low here to a high there. Should I take this high? We'll take this high, not the fake out high. 0.5382, 0.5382. You're probably going to come down to the golden ratio. Yeah, I would say I'm pretty confident we are going to come down to this 3031 to 3003 area. We probably do come down here. But as soon as we're down here, I would expect that we find support and then we move up. If we were to find support here, we would have done it already. We've had ample opportunity to do some prior resistance. It's a significant enough area. If we were to do it, we would have done it already. And I think this was a fake out. And unfortunately, that likely means that we come down. So golden ratio bounce, that's what we're calling for. 30315 to 30306, something in that line there. Looking at the 4 hour time frame, the MACD is useless. It's totally useless. We've been moving sideways and we're choppy. The stochastics are probably not that helpful either, but they are bearish at the moment. And the RSI is also taking a bearish posturing as well. Daily time frame, looking at this, the daily RSI's got a little bit of a bullish posturing here. I mean, you did break out of your downtrend, right? Your lower lows, lower highs. You broke out of that downtrend. That's nice to see. You kind of have an uptrend now with these higher lows and higher highs. You absolutely can come down and maybe you find support around the 40, something like that. Right? Maybe that's what we get if we do close a little bit lower down here, something like that. I wouldn't be surprised at all if we did find support at the 40 and we kind of continue this higher low trajectory here, something like that, and then we continue to move. This next move up after bouncing should take you to the overbought zone, and I'm drawing a pretty fast pace based off of this here. It could be faster, it could be slower, probably. So anywhere from the end of January, probably at the earliest, if not sometime in the first half of February, you should be in this overbought zone, and I would expect then that that's when Toshi is breaking out whenever it's moving higher. So if you're getting overbought, I would relate that with a breakout of this phase here. So getting above 00045, something like that, and recovering. In which case then, from a high to a low, one might deduce, and I'm deducing right now, that we could probably see something as high as 00066 to 30735 at some point in early February, if not late February. That'd be the expectation there. And then as February persists, we probably do build higher. March comes along. I wouldn't be surprised at all if March was the month that we took out these highs and that we saw higher prices, but time will tell. before we start talking about higher prices here, let's validate that this is the low first. Okay, to validate that area as a low, I want us to get above the golden ratio. So until we're above 3066, let's not talk about new all-time highs just yet. We're going to be getting to new all-time highs soon enough, but not just yet. I know that's not the all-time high level. I know that it's here, but whenever we break above here, these levels, we're going to be talking about new all-time highs. So that's all I mean. Getting above 3066 will be that time whenever we start to do that. And I would expect that we're up here probably in the first half of February, if not even the first week. Maybe as early as the end of January, but I doubt it. I doubt that we're here in the last week of January, but maybe it could happen. Anyways, I think we're at a low point here. We're going to recover. I don't really have too much more to say. Let's look at the Toshi 3 chart and then be done with this. Okay, Toshi 3 here. We're just doing a little check-in because it's been a while since we talked about Toshi. Not like a long time, but like a couple weeks or a week, something like that. I don't like the MACD being down here, but you are staving your bearish momentum at least. Your stochastics are oversold. They're pretty damn oversold. I mean, anytime that we've been in situations like this, let's just circle them all right down here, right, like this. And I'm not going to circle this one because this was just kind of an in and out. It's a little bit of a different reaction. I'm going to circle these ones here. I mean, here, you know, if we were to correspond that with the price action, that was this zone. When we were oversold, was that the end of it? No, we went lower, but pretty damn close in the grand context of this high to low. We were pretty damn close to the end there. We were definitely in that last half. Did we pump immediately? No, but we consolidated and then we did have a nice. I mean, we had an uptrend, higher lows, higher highs. We did establish an uptrend there. Lows here again. As soon as we got oversold here, was at the end of it? No, we did go lower, but from a high to a low point, from here to there, we were pretty much in like that last third of the move or last quarter of the move, but here nonetheless. Here when we got oversold, were we done with the move? Not really. We still had lower to go, but we're probably in that area, guys. I mean, again, just leaving these, trying to circle these areas here. These are all low points, relatively speaking, where we did start uptrends from afterwards. So I do expect we're at a base to form some form of uptrend, something that will take us higher and likely take us above these highs here, and again, I think that's actually much more significant. Getting to new all-time highs will be the most significant thing you can do. Absolutely, it's very, very significant. But getting above these highs here, this is clearly a significant level. This, I would treat this like a blemish, and it's almost like this whole price action here is like one giant ascending triangle. We broke out to the downside, but if we can come back up, getting above that, that would look really nice, you guys. That would look really, really, really nice. Getting above 309 or just getting above 201, that will likely propel us to dramatically higher prices, in which we would go, is it half a cent? About half a cent, 0.0044 to 1 cent as your price target in time. But again, this could happen by the end of Q1. We could see something this high by the end of Q1. I mean, Toshi does not need more than 2 weeks to make that kind of move. You know what I mean? It's done it before. It can do it again. But if not the end of Q1, maybe it is sometime in Q2, and that's fine. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one, okay? Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.